Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for the podcaster who just had well, first I was saying the name of one of the characters on this show, or later we're going to be talking about the Mandalorian, and I was trying to say it in a fun way just to get ready to record, and then I realized it sounded like a jingle, a two-word jingle from a 90s deodorant. And so a lot of you won't know the jingle or the deodorant. I don't know. The deodorant may still be around. But that's the kind of podcast you're tuning into. If you're new, this is a sleep podcast. This is Sleep With Me, the podcast that puts you to sleep. But I'm here to keep you company because you deserve a good night's sleep, to take your mind off of stuff, because I've been there and a lot of other listeners have been there too. I just want to help. This show is not for everybody, but it does take a couple tries to get used to. So give it a few tries, see how it goes. If you already know the show isn't for you, or later you decide, sleepwithmepodcast.com/no thank you has other sleep podcasts and stuff on there. But I really hope I can help you fall asleep because you deserve a good night's sleep. Your life will be better, right? And I know it's not easy in the deep, dark night. So I'm here to help, to keep you company so that you could drift off. Coming up are structurally what to expect. We've got support. That's how the podcast comes out free twice a week. Then a long meandering intro, which is separate from the support, meant to ease you into bedtime. And then we'll be talking about the Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 4, which is 16 plus 4. 17, 18, 19, 20, holy. Probably could be chapter 20. But yeah, because I said, like I had a couple things. It goes, I don't normally sing in the podcast, but it's early enough. And this isn't really singing. I said, by Grogu. And then I said, baby, maybe I said, baby Grogu. Grogu and Grogu. So tonight, that's just what's in my head. I said, okay, we're going to go downstairs. We're going to record the opening and I said, okay, well, look at this. And then Grogu popped in my head and I said, maybe that's what I said. I'm Grogu. And I'm here to take your mind off stuff and keep you company. Thanks so much for coming by. And these sponsors are what enable us to do this for free twice a week. All right, everybody, Scoots here. We're here with another episode of the Mandaborian and Mandalorian. And I'm just trying to find, as usual, I'm only semi-prepared. It's just because we share an iPad around these parts. But now I'm having trouble typing it in. Load up the old plus, as like I always say, but no one says it. Get on that plus. I think people do say it, but not giggling because it just sounds so. It sounds, for a company that espouses synergy. I mean, well, let's not get into the synergy. I mean, I'm just saying because eventually I will probably have some of the snacks from last episode around, but. Oh, boy. Whoa, that's not the episode we want. Slow down. I was trying to delete that download. Okay, no, we don't need that download. Dismiss. Remove download. Thank you. Okay, so this is downloading. The Foundling, Chapter 20, Season 3, Episode 4, Chapter 20, The Foundling. Once again, another layered title. And I've listened, this series hasn't started coming out yet when I'm recording these. I try to get ideally there's 8 episodes done before they come out. That won't be the case with Mandalorian, but I do have another series, like a bunch of episodes in the hopper there. But I was listening to the Apostate and I said, I may be wrong. My speculations may be wrong. But I don't know. This episode definitely sets some things that could be. I mean, that's the beauty of this show, or well done shows like this. Is things have been set in motion, but we don't necessarily know where the motion, which direction they'll end up going. And but the foundling definitely has, so I said, okay, the apostate probably does have more than one meaning. The convert definitely probably has, well, maybe not on the, oh no, yeah, we have two converts, possibly three in the episode, the convert. The foundling definitely, I mean, there's a bunch of foundlings there, but there's two that are in the course of the story. And then they put what do they call it? Put something on it. Not a ring on it, but kind of three rings on it for fun. And I don't know, the phrase "return to your roots" just popped in my head. But I was thinking the mines of Mandalore, that I said, does that, that's like when I listen and I go back, I say, oh, that was a missed tangent. But I didn't know what other episodes of the season would be called at that point, because I could have searched for more than one mine of Mandalore, right? And I mean, they're mining well, I guess it's multiple, but they go below, the living waters are below the mines of Mandalore. I don't know. Okay, yeah, let's get this going, huh? All right, subtitles are on. One of the interesting things that I think it's the plus that when you're logged in, well, again, I'm not positive of this, but I want to compliment it, but it could be another app. And I don't know if I like it or not, but I do say that's a good feature is when you turn on closed captioning on one device and then you go to a different device, the closed captioning's on. And I say that's a thoughtful feature. Actually, believe it or not, as speaking of ill-prepared, I have the wrong notebook here. I have the notebook for Make Great Pets, episode 9. Let's see, we'll just look. This is, we've got time. Episode 11 and episode 9. Maybe those are the only two. That's almost a whole notebook, eh? But yeah, that's episode 11, Ant Farm. And episode 9 is still pending. I'm recording that tomorrow. All right, we'll be back here. And I mean, you won't notice a difference, but I'm going to go get my notebook and be back. It's funny because my notebook is green. So in the Make Great Pets episode is like a paper color. What do you call that? Not brown, but that I don't know. I guess it's a light brown paper. Also, this episode is directed by Carl Weathers. And I didn't find that out till the end of the first watch. And then I didn't remember it again. But I just think that is cool. And it's really revealing about Carl Weathers because this is a very, the episode has a couple different, you have to look back at what other episodes Carl Weathers has directed, but just thinking about the threads in this episode, yeah. So anyway, this episode's called The Foundling, and it opens with a flashback, and yeah, let's start it. We got the little Disney Plus original. And the recap, I swear on my name and the name of my ancestors. This is the foundling from episode 1. I swear on my name and the name of the ancestors. I shall walk the way of the Mandalore. And then the Mandalorian saying it as he goes in and takes a bath. Then they say Din Djarin says he's got the living waters. We see the mythosaur. Din Djarin, you're redeemed. Bo-Katan Kryze, you're also redeemed. I don't walked away. Did you bathe in the waters to take your helmet off? Then you welcome here. You may join our covert. Bo-Katan of Clan Kryze. You're one of us. Kryze. Get the back padding. And then we get the Lucasfilm Limited and the Disney, whatever it's called, Star Wars thingamajigs. And yeah, then what else we got? Oh, so it opens with we get great views, mountains, whatever this planet is they're laying low on. and there's drills going on. Really beautiful shots. Water, vistas, scrub, and then all sorts of drills. There's more Mandalors than we knew. So this shows there's a large number of Mandalorians there. I mean, I'd put it at maybe high, like double digits, maybe triple digits, at various ages. They're all doing different they're staying in practice, and Bo-Katan's walking through, looking around. And, like, we get the sense of, I don't know, I get the sense, where's this going? And so just a fun little sequence of practice, kind of like sports practices, like Bo-Katan is kind of observing. And then a great flip you on your head sequence that gives you a little bit of laughs, especially on a rewatch. And it did take me the rewatch to figure this out. I did not figure it out on the first one. But we have, and so I won't spoil it for you, but it seems like Baby Grogu's working on force practice. But one of the things is a crab. And then his papa comes and says, "Put the rocks down, kid. It's time you learn with the other foundlings." You say, "What, Papa?" And then he says, "Do I have to be the only foundling that gets carried?" I mean, Grogu likes it. And then we get more a comedy reveal. Or maybe not it's comedy reveal, but it's just a nice reveal. And we see all the foundlings practicing. And Mandalorian says, "Next challenger." And Grogu makes a couple sounds. And the kids are like teen to I guess they're like middle schoolers. So Grogu is not even up to the kid's knee, but like he's only halfway up to these other kids' knees. And I guess I got to rewind it for the dialogue because even Grogu's like looks at the kid who's the foundling from episode 1, like really, he's the next challenger. Bo-Katan says, "Dude, like, are you sure about this?" He goes, "He's going to go from foundling to apprentice. He's got to learn." And then he calls over he calls this guy Judge, "Get over here." He challenges, "Too small. I'm his ward. Override." Grogu's, "No override. What do you want him to do?" And he goes, wrist paintball. Okay, get the wrist paintball things. The other kid is the foundling, who would call the rescue kid because this is the second time. This kid must have like a unique odor to him. I mean, I'm not even being insulting. Like he must have a unique odor signature because he, these beings on the planet love this kid. Like some people say with skeeters, and I'm particularly one of those people. I'm not sure if it's our humidity or our scent or it's just our projection that we like feel this way, but that we attract more skeeters to kiss us with their loving embrace than other people. And if you did a study, this kid, I mean, he's 2 for 2. And in some sense, 3 for 3, if you really think about if his scent lingers. Like kind of like a dog can smell stuff. I'm not talking about an overwhelming smell, like more of his essence. But he's got his arms crossed. And this is a good sequence too. He says, goes, "That kid doesn't even have a helmet." Yeah. He's too young to speak to Creed, so he can't wear a helmet. And he's too young to deal with me, man. And Grogu says, "You right?" Mandalorian says, "One does not speak unless one knows." Isn't that the Creed? Is that what it is? Let me rewatch it again. He's too young to fight. He's too young to dance. One does not speak unless one knows. Is that not the Creed? The kid says, "Well, I know." And then the Mandalorian says, "Perhaps this is a lesson for you then." So again, pretty open-minded but assertive, everybody in the world of Mandalorians. They let people learn their own thing. Say this is a creed, but we'll see. And the Mandalorian's also very confident in Grogu. And then we see Bo-Katan's caring side because she sets him up. She goes, my dad was the same way. He's just proud of you. You're going to do great. And Grogu goes, okay, what am I into? And so they each have 3 paintballs that they shoot out of the wrist, kind of like web slingers. And each hits at 1 point, but it's got to be visible. Highest score wins. They don't say what they would do in case of a tie. And Mandalorian says, squeeze your wrist to launch him. Bo-Katan goes, he's never done this before? And he goes, he's got this, trust me. So then there's a little showdown. Paintball 1 to a Kid Rescue. He gets paintball 1. Grogu looks back at him, says, don't look at me, look at him. Says, ready, paintball 2. And then Mandalorian says, I've seen what you can do, Grogu. Focus, come on, show him. It's okay. You can be yourself. I mean, that's really the message. And Grogu goes, okay. And they say, okay, ready, get set. And then Grogu does a double flip and then triple shot. And also I noticed his ears were in different levels when he was getting ready to do that. And Bo-Katan goes, did you teach him that? Not me. And then the other Mandalorian who's like the one who's a little bit on their case, he says to the kid, one does not speak unless one knows, dude. Then the kid goes off by the water. Here's the thing. If you're at that covert and you're a kid, don't go down to the edge of the water by yourself. And a big bird comes, thinks it's like one of its foundlings, a bird foundling, and picks him up in a loving embrace and says, let's go back to the nest, honey poo. And I guess this is something probably from like Warner Brothers cartoons, but in the world of Mandalorian, they say, you can't do that. This isn't a Warner Brothers cartoon. So 4 Mandalorians go after this big bird, follow it through these canyons. And the Mandalorian, and then I think it seems Rizvala or Pizvala. He follows. He runs out of gas, or somebody runs out of gas first, then Pizvala or Rizvala. I'll figure out his name. Don't worry. Maybe I won't, because a lot of times it has their name. Then the Mandalorian runs out of gas with him, and Paz something. He says, we ran out of gas. It always gets away. But then we see Bo-Katan's ship following the bird. It says, my ship's got plenty of gas, so don't worry. Then we go to the title scene, The Mandalorian, and Chapter 20, The Foundling. And hey, let's pause it and look up what foundling means. About that, right? Okay, we don't want to do that here. Let's see. Okay, so from the Oxford thing, I'm going to give you basics, but cared for by others. Yeah, so, what's the difference between foundling? Many characters in literature are foundlings. Oedipus, Superman are 2 famous foundlings. Oh, that's like Superman. Yeah, they said, hey, I found you, and now we're going to take good care of you. So, yeah, I guess so. That's then let's see the Wikipedia. I mean, I think it has the same basic thing. When the Mandalorian was an actual foundling. It's interesting though, because but it's also a term, because Kid Rescue, I don't know everything about Mandalorian culture, but Kid Rescue doesn't seem to be a technical founding. But yeah, it's a term used by Mandalorian culture for children who are adopted by people of the Mandalore. That's from StarWars.fandom.com. So, yeah, okay. So, we get a great shot here, 7 minutes, 53 seconds. We get a lot of quality jet trails in this. And this one, like, kind of shows daytime. We get these mountainous desert mountain vibes, painted desert style. And Bo-Katan's ship is streaking across the sky with a cool jet trail. And then back at the covert, and they go out, and it says, I kept a high altitude, followed the bird, know where the bird is. We'll just get together and we'll muster things up and go find the kid. And she has a 3D map. She says, see these tall things, a great place for a bird's nest, a giant bird's nest in this case, long ways away. Bo-Katan says, I'll get him. Paz says, it's pretty high. Can't use jetpacks. And these are, okay, this is an important one. I did want to look this one up. So Bo-Katan says, they say, no jetpacks. We're going to have to sneak up there. Bo-Katan says, these are no higher than the peaks of Crime Morat. Well, I'm at the Star Wars fandom site. Let's look this up. Kyri Morat, or something. This is under the legends, Northern Hemisphere Mandalore, 21 BBY. I don't know what that means. And that was like a stronghold, Northern Hemisphere of the outer rim world of Mandalore, where a dwelling was there. And it was from the Skirata clan, and a refuge for any clone trooper or commando who wished to desert the Grand Army of the Republic during the Clone Wars. So this is good information. Following the rise of the Galactic Empire and the Jedi, the thing, Order 66, which we'll get into. We could go into that right now. They took clone deserters from the new Imperial Army, as well as a small number of refuge Jedi who wanted to avoid the Empire. And it's in the forests, fringed by trees, wide lake, trading post town nearby. Main building was circular, submerged in the ground, grass roof, gave it camouflage from the air. Narrow windows, wood panels. This is seriously detailed. Number of readouts. Had a big central room, main living room, armory, obviously, need an armor, fully stocked kitchen, dining area. Everything you'd need. Designed to be secluded and hidden. Possessed a hangar to store ships. It was mostly self-sufficient, growing most of its food. But in the early weeks of the Galactic Empire's reign, it was not enough, and they had to purchase supplies from the outside. And history-wise, construction began in 21 BBY. Skiriata. And let's see, I'm just trying to skip. So I guess this is in a couple different books and stuff. Trying to think. Okay, then after 66, there was the 501st Legion trying to deal with stuff. Somebody came and hid out there. And as a Republic transformed into the Galactic Empire under Palpatine, they welcomed former clone commanders. I don't see anything about behind the scenes. Maybe this is so fresh. It doesn't even have any references in Mandalorian yet. But let's do Order 66 now, just while I have this open, if I could find it. Because there's going to be this sequence coming soon with Grogu. And while we're doing research, we might as well do some research coming up. Okay, Order 66. Now this, okay, so I do have a little small tangent about this. So this happened in the third Clone Protocol 66. It was a contingency order for the clone troopers of the Republic that they had to obey without question. And it said that all Jedis were not friends of the Republic, and they need to become Force members of the Force, ethereal Force only in another dimension. That's Palpatine's plan. And so that was like, they said, like, because Palpatine obviously didn't want to have to deal with any Jedi. And initially, all we knew was that Obi-Wan and Yoda were the only Jedis around, and they were hiding out. And then Luke and Leia were Force sensitive. And there's a lot here, but I was just trying to think what else we need to know. So we see some of this play out later in the episode, which is surprising. Oh, but I guess like when, I don't know when I had heard about this Order 66, but it was like, I had thought like just Darth Vader. I thought it like wasn't, so in the movie and all the stuff that's written about it, it was just something that happened that was coordinated across the universe or whatever at one time to say, okay, let's take all the Jedi. They don't work for us anymore. And we'll ask them to retire. And that was successful. It was led by Palpatine and Darth Vader, or whatever his name is, Anakin Skywalker. I guess he wasn't Darth Vader yet. But I thought like before, leading up to these movies, or maybe during when the first three, the prequels came out, I kind of imagined it like almost like a Darth Vader show, or that would be the last movie or another movie where it was just Darth Vader and a team of other heavies, like going around and helping Jedis retire and saying, hey, let me help you get set up here on an off-world here with some nice stuff. Like, I thought that would be interesting, but that's just my fantasy. I didn't know anything about Star Wars history or anything, but I was like, oh, that would be cool to watch. Not enjoyable, but anyway, so that's not what happened. And I don't know a lot about this because I didn't see the Obi-Wan show. So, I mean, at some point I'll probably watch it. Okay, so anyway, they're going through the planning. Let's get back to the episode, huh? And talking the foothills, we're going to climb up just like I used to at this other place. Paz and Shrek Hawk, the training team will go with you, and the Mandalorian. We'll get some lariats. I have to keep quiet. Birds can hear stuff. Then Grogu watches them take off, and the armorer says, yeah, you can't go with them. You're too young. And there's much work to do, though. Come with me, Grogu. All in good time. Come, Grogu. If you wish to become a Mandalorian, there's much work to attend to. So this is new stuff, this whole episode, this part of the Foundling. So Grogu follows the armorer into the armory. And we actually get some POV Grogu shots. Grogu's looking around. The armor's at the forge. It's basically like, have a seat. It's time to talk in metaphor and directly. So she starts heating up a bowl of metal. Grogu sits down at a table, which obviously is prepared because it's the right height, the chair. Says, this is the forge. It's time for not just a metaphor, but part of it. The heart of Mandalorian culture, where we shape Mandalorian steel, we shape ourselves as we do that. Or that's your metaphor, Scoots. Grogu watches. We begin as raw ore. Oh boy, I've been raw as ore before. And then we refine ourselves through trial and adversity. Isn't that the truth? Grogu's watching. Grogu's ears are moving. And then we go to the thing with the pound stuff and checking out a breastplate and stuff. And the forge can reveal things as it pounds, reveal weaknesses. This is the part where they hammer, the hammering part of metalsmithing. So the hammering begins. Grogu's ears are moving. Grogu looks down and then has a flashback to the Jedi Temple. This whole Order 66 playing out. Ends up Grogu was a part of it. And there's lightsabers. There's 4 different ones. I'm not sure if these are Jedi. I guess these are Jedi, but they're outnumbered. They're trying to help everybody get away, but there's like clone troopers everywhere. Grogu is in his floating pram already, or a different one. and gets on an elevator, gets there. Grogu's holding a blankie. So even younger than, I don't know, I guess I get the timeline mixed up. I meant to look that up, but I don't know if we will. But Grogu goes down, and then a Jedi's waiting for him. He says, everything's going to be all right, kid. He grabs, so he goes double saber. I think this is Kellen Beck, but then more troopers come. First, it's 4-on-1, but it's a Jedi. So he doesn't have too much trouble with those 4. And they have like a speeder bike with a sidecar. So he's like, get in, Grogu. And then more troopers start coming. But again, it's like 3 or 4 more. He's pretty skilled. Then another group comes, maybe 5 or 6 or 7. So he says, let's bail. They take off on the speeder bike. We see the Jedi temple's not doing great. We're on Coruscant because we see the city, which was nice that we had last episode because we touch on some of the same locations. But there's like a clone ship in pursuit. Again, I think this guy's name is Kellen Beck, so that's just what I'm going to say because he's driving. He's trying to keep Grogu safe, but they've damaged the speeder bike. Luckily, they didn't separate the thing. And they do diving, and then they even go through one of the tunnels the train went through. We see skyscrapers, we see a platform, and maybe even the same train station because they go through, and Grogu goes in and out of hiding in his like a sealed up capsule. And he's even like, what are you doing, man? Like you're doing like a little like speed game. But the Jedi knows what he's doing. So he goes through a train station. They lose the Jedi ship. We see Mount Lollipop or whatever in the square. And then he takes off. This happened. This must be before in between the first 3 movies. Oh, at the end of the first 3 movies, movie 3, Rise of the Sith, right? Okay, then they land at a platform with a ship on it. And again, I've been reading. I was like, is that the Heart of Gold? Like it just even though it's silver, there's this sweet ship there. And they go, how many others you got? And they go, no others. Then more clones show up. So he meets up with this other team, the Jedi, and they say, hey, you take the kid and go. So they get in this super sweet silver ship, and they get ready to take off. Then there's more clone, like TIE fighter type things. They come in. They take off. So then we have a little pursuit. Grogu's like, oh, boy, we leave the atmosphere, which is amazing. I don't know if somebody on the show is like a fan of aircraft because it really gets some cool stuff. And they go into hyperspace, and then Grogu's kind of in 2 places at once, going from that event to hyperspace, ears down to back to the forge flashing. Now there's actual hammering going on with the armorer. So she's actually hammering stuff out and then putting it in water and sealing or sizzling and doing some whatever fusing. It says ancient tradition, you donate a small portion of what you earn to your foundlings, Beskar. Those scraps of Beskar I used to form your next piece of armor. And she's got this round thing. It's got some sort of microchips in it. And she goes, Mandalorian steel will help you keep you stronger. This rondelle, I guess I got to look that up. But she puts it on his chest. It's a round thing. And he already has on like chainmail or something. Yeah, it looks like he has a chainmail or some sort of vest. Then we get Bo-Katan's ship coming into land at the kind of rally point or wherever they're planning on stuff. Ship lands, everybody comes out. Trying to think of the order here. I thought the order was interesting. Oh yeah, Bo-Katan's in the lead. Clearly the leader. Then Riz or Viz, Mando, and the rest of the team. Maybe 4 other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Mandalorians total. Not jumping on the bed, though. 7 Mandalorians jumping on the bed. One fell off and almost lost their helmet, so they had to go leave the bed and put it on. Then it's evening. They find an area to camp in. They say, yeah, let's get to it in the morning. This is a good spot to hang for the night. They even look up the tower they're going to have to climb, Rock Tower. Bo-Katan even has a 3D map. It's up there under, we'll hide out down here, sleep, climb at first light. All right, let's Paz. Oh, it's Paz, not Piz or Viz. Paz says, let's make camp. Then we go to a campfire. There's starry sky with a moon. They're sitting around the campfire. Somebody was making dinner, though. They start to hand out dinners, box dinners. And Bo-Katan asks the Mandalorian, how do you eat with everybody? And he goes, oh, no, everybody goes off on their own and eats by themselves. That way you can take your helmet off. Oh, okay. So I thought that asking questions is a great idea, because I would have just taken my helmet off and been like, what? I got to eat, yo. And then Paz says, to Bo-Katan, you're the leader, so you get to eat by the fire. This is the way. And again, really good body performance, because I feel like able to kind of show, I don't know, I just like the experience. Then Bo-Katan's helmet comes off. She looks around again to see if anybody can see, starts eating thoughtfully. Then it's the next day. They're cleaning up a camp. They're all taking knee. She went over the plan. Okay, we'll just go up there. We'll get the kid and take off. No problems. Just like in the cartoons, we got to do it stealth. No jetpacks, because it'll wake the bird up or call the bird back. And it is a bird's nest, so please be respectful of it. Then they do some rock climbing, which is handy when you have, it must be hard because the armor's not light and the other stuff they're carrying. So I don't know if they have mechanical assists. I can't remember. I think they do, because the Mandalorian did, but they have those wrist ropes. And I guess, yeah, they must automatically retract. So they're all climbing and doing a good job. Picturesque. You get a couple shots of the background. It's like a Grand Canyon-esque area. And eventually, more climbing, more great views. I don't know what is digital and what's real, because, but it looks great. Just the time they took to have stuff in the background really adds to it. Something you wouldn't normally notice if it was missing, but you'd notice on some other level, I think. So anyway, then Bo-Katan's like, okay, let's keep it on the down low. We're getting close. They're still climbing. Even the color of the sky. I don't know. Maybe it's just that I get to make this podcast, so it helps me appreciate this stuff that I miss in normal life. But the clouds and stuff. Okay, so they get up. They see some leftover nesting materials. And then this giant bird's nest not sticks, but trunks almost. And they have to climb the bird's nest. We see one helmet that they've borrowed, I guess. This has happened before. The bird likes collecting armor, I guess. They say, let's find the kid. Mando does a thermal scan. Says, okay, I see something over there. Must be the kid. So then the dude passes, it's my son. So I'm running. They say, hold on, man. He starts yelling, Ragnar, Ragnar, Ragnar. Where are you? It ends up it's baby birds. And they are literally like, hey, do you have any worms, man? Then the mom comes and the mama bird is there. And luckily and then Riz or Paz, he tries to hide under some sticks. She coughs up, she's been held Ragnar in his warm embrace. And she says, here's a toy for you. And we didn't realize this, but it's like a toy for the kids to play with. But then The dad makes a move, makes a bird fly away with the kid and him. So she's holding on to both of them now. He tries to get away. It doesn't work. And Bo-Katan almost rescues the kid, but she gets winged, hit by a wing, and she starts to fall. One of her shoulder pads falls off, her shoulder protectors. She recovers her balance. Obviously, now we're on ticking clock as far as how long their gas is going to last. Mando, they start shooting like kind of ropes or web slinger stuff at the bird, trying to slow it down. And eventually Bo-Katan gets close and holds on and tries to get the dad free, which she does. She says, hey, let the dad go. So he does. He just manages to land, and he's out of gas, physically out of gas. I don't know about his jetpack gas. Then everybody, there's other Mandalorians helping. They're all trying. And then the Mandalorian, he makes this move with first he shoots a web slinger, slows the bird down. Then he goes like a cannonball to help the kid and catches the kid and flies him back to his dad. But he does this cannonball move, which is interesting. And then we get the bird lands. And then the turtle is there because the turtle's like, you smell like that kid I wanted to kiss. Because she wanted to see what flavor he was. So then those two go and hang out. And Mando brings the kid back to Paz. Is that his name? Ragnar and Paz? Yeah, Paz. And he says, thanks. And the Mandalorian says, this is the way. And then Paz says, this is the way. Paz, and Ragnar. Okay, then we return to the covert in Bo-Katan's ship. And this is like a fake ending almost, because you think the joke is it's kind of a joke. I'm sure it'll pay off. But so the ship door opens up, all the Mandalorians and Grogu and the armor gather around. And the first people off are Paz and Ragnar, and everybody starts cheering, and they do a forearm metal clap. Grogu's ears go up like, where's my papa? They do some handshakes. Then the Mandalorian and Bo-Katan come off. And the Mandalorian, first thing he does is pick his kid up. He goes, Dad, I'm trying to be a foundling, man. And then the armorer goes, Bo-Katan, great work. It's the highest honor of the creed to get a foundling from a bird's nest. Bo-Katan says, this is the way. This is the way. By the way, I got 3 more foundlings in need of care. And they bring the baby birds. And by the way, these are giant baby birds. So I'm sure they will. Oh, hatchlings are called. And it's very comedic and cute and interesting because you say, that's nice of them. And they are actually foundlings. So we get a triple foundling. Well, 3 more foundlings. They could be powerful. And then the armorer says, by the way, it looks like your thing's missing. Let's fix it. I can't replace it with the modern refinements. You want it with the signet of the night owl? Bo-Katan stares and she says, would it be acceptable to wear 1 pauldron of the night owl and 1 with the mythosaur? And mythosaur belongs to all Mandalorians, they say, so it's always acceptable to wear. I'd like that, Bo-Katan says. And the armor goes to work. We get, thinking shots, working shots, and, armor shots. Don't think we're going to put it, I don't know if we do, we get a pauldron or like a decorative mythosaur on there. But I don't know if we got, what do you call that stuff? Primer or how many layers of paint. But if it's Beskar, maybe that's like totally. And, so then Bo-Katan says, by the way, have you ever seen a mythosaur? What would you say if I saw one? You saw what? Mythosaur. Oh, in a dream? Yeah, it's a good dream to have. I'd say you're lucky. A vision of a mythosaur is always good. No. I saw an actual mythosaur, in the deep waters, the living waters, the bath waters. When you choose to walk the way of the Mandalore, you will see many things. And Bo-Katan looks up, but it was real. And the armorer says, "This is the way." And then Bo-Katan turns to the camera and then looks at the Mythosaur idol. And then it cuts to our pictures directed by Carl Weathers. The first one is a very green Grogu with the crabs, very happy and cute. Then the Grogu like at dart practice. Then the bird up on a tower, everybody pointing at it. There's a big bird. Then the bird coming in, saying, "That kid smells great. I don't know why." Then we have Grogu and some Jedi versus clone troopers. There's 13. Then we have the Jedi temple, and they're having a bonfire there. Then we have the getaway in the speeder bike with a sidecar. Different speeder bike, though, more modern. Then we have the landing platform with the Heart of Silver ship, since it's not gold, even though I don't know if the Heart of Gold was gold. Then we have them, we have them getting away in actual outer space. Then we have sunset with the Mandalorians walking in the mountains. Then we have the campfire, and everybody's sitting around the campfire. Then we have the Mandalorians telling the bird, like, "Hey, let's, can we get this kid back? Not a toy for your children." Then we have the bird foundlings, or hatchling foundlings. And then that's it. That's the end of the episode. Well, let's see. Let me look up, what was I going to look up? You know what the biggest question is? Timeline of Mandalorian. Timeline. Oh, I must have Googled it before. Okay, let's see. What do we got? USA Today, Games Radar, Popverse, Nerdist, The Direct. I may have already tried to answer this this season. Okay, this one is from Star Wars Newsnet. So let's try to get this one. 2020, February 2020. Jon Favreau tries to clarify Mandalorian Book of Boba Fett timelines. I guess this one is says it's more confusing, so that's not going to help us. Okay, we're finding something. Here's Den of Geek. Okay, Den of Geek. When does the Mandalorian timeline take place on the Star Wars timeline? This is by Brianna Ahrens, March 16th, 2023. Okay, The Mandalorian introduces characters like Bo-Katan, Ashoka, and Luke Skywalker, and expands itself through its spin-offs. Things could get more confusing. Fortunately, there are some simple answers. The first season of Mandalorian is officially set 5 years after Return of the Jedi. So that's 9 ABY. 9 years after the Battle of Yavin and A New Hope. So, Battle of Yavin. I don't know. There's also a helpful visual guide. Yeah, that's not helpful because it's just, but so at that point, at this point in the timeline, the Empire has surrendered to the New Republic, and the successor government is formed by the Rebel Alliance a year after Jedi. And what's left of the Empire is still trying to rebuild or maintain its power in the Outer Rim. The New Republic's in charge of the galaxy. And we're about 30 years from away from the sequel trilogy. Oh, okay, that's with Rey and them. Huh, okay, so 30 years from that one. Means the New Republic, there's no First Order or anything. As far as what's happening with the Jedi at this point, as we learn, Leia tried to help them with training. Luke opens a school. So Luke decides to open a school on the planet to teach a new generation of Jedi. Grogu becomes the Academy's first student at the end of Mandalorian Season 2. Luke also meets, that's not a part of it. That'll be part of another show. How much time's passed between seasons? Grogu returns to Din is less clear. Showrunner Favreau said as many years. I heard it was 5 years, so it was clarified from something like that. I don't know, but okay, so it's after Return of the Jedi, but before. I mean, that makes sense. That's where I thought it was, but let me see. I'm trying to think if. Okay, so season 3 is happening at some point between 5 and 6 years after Return of the Jedi. There you go. That's the answer. That was the answer I was looking for. So, all right. Well, thanks everybody for listening. It's the end of this episode. We'll be back with more Mandalorian coverage or more sleepy stuff soon. Good night, everybody. All right. I want to thank everyone who's been sharing and spreading the word on Instagram. That's a huge free way to help the show out, is just to spread the word about the podcast, let other people know about your experience with it. So let's see what we got. Sarah, thank you. Thanks, and good night. Third Eye, thank you, thanks, and good night. Goat Shack, thank you, thanks, and good night. Emily, thank you, thanks, and good night. Mal, thanks, and good night. Brian, thank you, thanks, and good night. Maureen, thank you, thanks, and good night. Jake, thank you, thanks, and good night. Twin, thank you, thanks, and good night. Priya, thank you, thanks, and good night. Semi-bold, long-time listener, thanks, and good night. Live joyfully, thank you, thanks, and good night. Lily, thank you, thanks, and good night. Georgia, thanks, and good night. Allie, thank you, thanks, and good night. Tony, thank you, thanks, and good night. 9976820. Oh, no, that's an ad. I wondered why it was that. Trace Bell, Spa, thanks, and good night. Melissa, thank you, thanks, and good night. Shelly, thanks, and good night. Pween, thanks, and good night. Rogan, thank you, thanks, and good night. Megan, thank you, thanks, and good night. Sloth, thank you, thanks, and good night. Another ad. What else we got? Trace Bell Spa has been definitely posting a lot, and gets a lot of jokes to the podcast. They're on Bond Street in Brooklyn. Let me see. Am I following them? I just started following them, so you could find them through my thing. If you're in Brooklyn, I think that's the end of our notifications there for now. But yeah, thanks everybody for spreading the word, supporting the show. You know, even if you do it one-on-one or send a postcard or whatever it is, let me know about it so I can say thank you. Because I couldn't do it without listeners like you. Really appreciate it. And here's Scoots as a Tuck You In, either Scoots or a Tuck You In sponsor. That's what's helped us grow the archives over, it was 576. I can't even remember. I looked last week. But thanks and good night, everybody.